Yo, what's going on YouTube? I'm Will and I'm back here with another video. First thing off is that I want to say happy Black History Month. Today is the 14th, so happy Valentine's Day. But yeah, it's been a little bit. I just been trying to get some ideas together, some thoughts about what I want to talk about. And I originally actually did a voiceover for this video, and I did something a little bit different where I kind of just tried to, this is a little behind the scenes thing, I tried to do a script. I tried to give myself a guideline on what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it, and I did it like 2 or 3 times to just get an idea of like how it would sound, and I was like, yeah, this is not it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and talk, and I feel like me actually going through that script gave me an idea of what I think now. And basically what I want to talk about is Black History Month, to keep in theme with what we got going on this month. I want to talk about Black History Month, but the reason I want to talk about it was a little bit different than what I want to talk about right now. I ain't gonna lie, initially I was gonna low-key just kind of troll, and I was gonna be serious, but I was definitely gonna troll. Like, I had more of like a comedic approach to what I wanted to talk about with Black History Month, because I had different ideas back then. But I talked to somebody that I know here at ISU recently, and just like talking in general with like people, I kind of have a different outlook on what I originally thought about Black History Month. And it's actually interesting because, like, at first I kind of didn't really, like, I didn't really care for Black History Month. Like, I cared because I'm black, so like I do not care, but like I cared, but I didn't care about the way it was presented, just for the fact that I felt like there was issues that we had going on in the community. And I feel like it's one of those things where, like, okay, yeah, we can celebrate and we can talk all this, you know, joyous stuff about other people, but like at the end of the day we're still kind of, you know, messed up. And like, you know, I still kind of have that thought in my head. I still kind of believe that to a degree, but I feel like the way I approached it was more of like the here's me being judgmental. And like, I'm a judgmental person, I ain't gonna lie. Like, if a motherfucker's doing some shit and it's goofy, I'm gonna call him out on it. And it's like, I was doing the same thing, but I feel like I want to come at it from a different place. And, you know, as I started to think about it, the more I started to really want to, you know, figure out why I felt like that. And I feel like that because it was like, it's disappointing. It's not like I don't have a real problem with Black History Month, just to throw that out there. But the things I had issues with was that I felt like it gave us too much of a comfortable setting to do the same thing we can do every day. Like, you know, like, white history is a thing, and that's celebrated every day because that's the only thing we learn. We learn about everything that a white man did, and, you know, it's a place for that. You know, it's not like it's a bad thing that we're learning about the world in general. But like, when it comes to Black history, we're given 1 month, and it's a short month at that. And we talk about the same old stuff. We talk about, you know, MLK, we talk about Rosa Parks, we talk about Malcolm X, we talk about Barack, you know, as of recent times. You know, we talk about the celebrities that we know that are black in entertainment and in business. And, you know, we talk about that stuff. But like, it's kind of it was disappointing to know that, like, we always went back to that same old same old safe well. And that was really my big thing about it, and that's why I kind of wanted to just troll. But, you know, keeping the same thought in my head, I just kind of started to think like, Black history isn't a thing that we should always celebrate every month and it just stops there. Like, I was of the opinion that black people were important all the time, and that we should have these type of conversations and these type of dialogues year round. And you have people who do that. You have classes, and I guess that's something, but not everybody's going to class. And then it's like you have people who post these woke social media posts about somebody who created something in the past and a motherfucking white man stole it, and then it's like, okay, yeah, cool. You're teaching, a small majority of the people about things that our ancestors and, previous family members did. And it's like, that's all well and dandy, but like, I feel like it's important for us to focus on the past and the present just as much, if anything. But ultimately it's all gonna be something that's building for the future. And I feel like the fact that we talk about these same old stories and we don't have a really wide understanding of like past history, that it kind of hinders us. Because like, how many times can we hear about the civil rights movement? How many times can we hear about that without there being some other side or situation to that story? Like, it's not always just, oh, they marched in Alabama, they marched in Chicago, King got assassinated, King got arrested. Like, it can't always just be that same old story. And there's a lot more that happened. And I'm a person that's included in the minority, or I should say the majority of people who don't really know about everything that happened. And it's like, yeah, you can search that up, but you really have to be invested in that. And not everybody is initially invested. I wasn't. I'm still not to a degree. But the fact that it is a thing and there's other things to talk about, I feel like for that to be relevant, we should always talk about it, and we should talk about the things that we know, but the things that we don't know, the things that don't sound comfortable when you say them, the things you don't really want to talk about, because those are the things that we learn the most from. We learn the most during adversity, during failure. That's the time that we really prosper. And it's like, if we talked about these things, we can understand a lot more about why things happen, the way that things happen, the decisions that they made, and like how they affected the world we live in today. And that's just the past. There's so many different things that we can talk about that are uncomfortable, that would probably benefit us if we talked about it on a daily basis. It's crazy. And it's like, not even just for black people, but for the world in general. Because like I said, there's so many different white stories everywhere about everything that they did. And it's like, they need to learn about us just as much as we need to learn about them. That's the way that we coexist. And I don't know if everybody's gonna agree with that, but I truly believe that when it comes to equality, that we should all know about things involving other people's culture and race, and that's the best way we can do it. And not everybody's gonna have the same level of care for that, which is understandable, because it's like, oh, this is this is them, this is us. Why do I need to care about that? But like, I feel like it starts somewhere, and that's the place it could start. And then, transitioning into that, I was thinking like, oh, what else is it that I wish could happen? And that's why I mentioned the present. Like, let's talk about the people who aren't celebrities. There's nothing wrong to celebrate them, because, they are at a level that, gives them the title of a celebrity. But like, let's talk about some of the people who aren't celebrities. Let's talk about some of the everyday average people who are out here, and they are doing things. They're changing the way that people perceive black people. They're changing the way that people perceive certain industries. There are so many different doctors and so many different lawyers, and not even just like that stuff, like the nuances, the stuff that people don't always associate with black. Like, there's so many different black wrestlers, there's so many different black athletes that aren't involved in basketball or football or something like that. Like, there's black MMA fighters, there's black wrestlers, there's black artists, especially for someone like me, where it's like, that field is so competitive, and there's not a lot of representation on a smaller scale. You hear about the Virgils and stuff, because like, that's the biggest industry, as far as fashion goes. It's like high fashion. And to think that black people are involved in that is great. And you know, like, we know about people like him, but like, let's hear about the people that are associated with him that are black, the people that are around that circle that are black. Let's hear about the people who are not doing stuff with that. You know, it doesn't always have to be high fashion. Let's hear about those people. Like, I would love it if we started to move towards stuff like that, because then I feel like we'll get a more comprehensive view on the world, but also with our people, and then that would translate into a lot more productive conversations, a lot more productive situations. And like I said, it's going to take the uncomfortable and the comfortable. We're going to have to really look at what makes our history. And history is just another day when it goes by. So it's like yesterday is history, the day before that was history. You know, once this day is over, this is going to be history. This video is going to be history at one point. And I'm not saying that I expect this to be like the most sought after black history video on the internet. Like, I'm not expecting anything like that, but if you want to do it, go ahead. But it's just one of those things where I feel like this is a topic that I wanted to talk about, because I think about it all the time. It's not just something I think about during Black History, it's something that I think about in general, just because it's good to see people connect and strive to be better. And you know, being a part of the community, that's one of the things that I want to help do, is that I want to help people, and I want to encourage the talks, and I want to encourage the dialogues, I want to encourage the support that we all can give each other. And you know, I'm glad that I did have to scrap that script that I wrote. So trust me, I was trolling. I was trolling. I was definitely saying some bullshit. I was really just saying some bullshit because I knew it would be funny. But I feel like this is something that I personally just wanted to do more instead of just troll, because I could put troll videos out anytime I want. But you know, since this is the rise of the time where people do talk about these topics a lot, you know, I think it's a good time to just talk about something more positive instead of being negative and judgmental. You know, if anything, I'm just being critical. Like, you know, I'm just thinking critically. You know, we learned that in school. But you know, I want to use the time to do that. And you know, there's just so many different things going on that are involving black people. Like, I feel like it would be a disservice of me not to speak on those type of things. And really, that's kind of the whole reason I scrapped that script. I kind of just jumped into it, but you know, it's one of those things. You know how it goes. You know, it's cool. We'll work it out. But yeah, that's really all I want to talk about. I'm curious to see what other people have to say about Black History Month in general. Like, I wonder if there's people who kind of thought the way I did at first, where you know, Black History is just something that, you know, we'll celebrate and then we'll go past it, and then we'll just, you know, live on with our daily life. Or, you know, some other type of outlandish thought about Black History Month. I don't know. But, yeah, that's all I got. So, you know, drop some comments about Black History. You know, let's start a discussion. Besides that, though, that's all I got for y'all. So, I'll catch y'all in the next video.